Good day, good day, good day. This is week four. And hopefully we have our laptops where we can actually start working on the assignments right now. Week four, we're going to be working with effects in order to create a couple of mountain ranges using Photoshop. Okay, so let me share my screen here. And let's jump on to Photoshop. First of all, once we go to my Brightspace, we're going to be on week four. And under the Apply Your Knowledge, we're going to actually be um, downloading these two mountain ranges. I know you probably can't see them right here. And I'm going to scroll down just to give you a glimpse of them. But I've already downloaded them to my folder, my week four folder, and we can begin working from there. We're going to use the Magic Wand tool to create two mountain ranges. We're going to work with layers to build the text behind the mountain ranges. We're going to use layer effects to adjust the styling and the orientation of the text. And we're going to also use these two images as our starting point. So once we open up Photoshop, and these are our two images right here that we're going to use. One of them is already completed. The other one is the original. And so I'll just open both of these up right now. So as we're waiting, as we see, this is the original image. This is the one that we'll actually be working with. And this is the completed image. So what you'll be doing is putting your name, so your name right here in the arc here, and also putting the name of a mountain range of your choice, and also today's date. Gradient in the background, and we see we got two mountain ranges right here, and we have a blur effect on the back side right there. So let's go ahead and get started with this. First of all, what we want to do is take our original, and we want to separate or create a whole layer for this particular mountain range. So what we want to do first is we want to use our Magic Wand tool. Click on the white part only. As you see, the background is only selected. Part we won't select it, but we want to copy are the mountains. So in order to get the mountains copied, we want to inverse it. So we'll go to select, then inverse. So once you hit inverse, whatever the opposite of that as selected, it's going to select the mountains instead. Now from there, we can use our move tool. We can hit edit, copy, and edit, and paste. And as you see, it creates a whole new layer right here. And we'll name this one Mountain Range 1. And we see there's going to be another set of mountain ranges. You see back here, there'll be a couple other sets. But let's go ahead and put a blur on this mountain range set first before we create the other one, because it looks like both of them has the blur effect on them. So what we want to do is we want to go to our blending options. We want to right click on the layer that wants the blur on it, or drop shadow, blending options, and then we will go to drop shadow. So once we go to drop shadow, we can select drop shadow. We can adjust this accordingly. We can make it darker. We can make the opacity lighter, and you can choose how you want to adjust your settings when it comes to the drop shadow or the blur behind the mountain ranges. Once you've got to your desired place where that looks okay, you can hit OK, and we've got our blur, as you see back here, on our mountain ranges. Now, we also want to make sure we do another set. So in order to get another set, we can copy this layer rather, by either clicking right here and dragging right here, this plus sign, or we can right click on it and hit duplicate layer. Once we duplicate layer, it's going to ask you, okay, so you can change the name. We'll put Mountain Range 2 as the name of it. Once we see that, then we have that particular, we got two mountain ranges, and we can choose to move one over as in this picture right here. So Let's go to this back layer. You can use either layer you want to. We can either use this top layer and then move it down below this layer so it'll look like there are two layers. And let's just do this here. We go up right here. Now we can go ahead and move this layer behind this layer. So we click, hold, and drag it down like so. And as we see, we have our two layers as with the finished, the completed one. So we want to look at as completed as possible. And you can kind of play along with this and see what's what. You can even go to edit, transform, and flip it horizontally and do it that way. So there's several ways or several things you can do in order to get it to look just like this. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's put a gradient on the back. If you don't already have this color blue right here already chosen, you can easily go to your eyedropper tool, click on it, on this blue, and it's going to put it right here. So this is another color, let's just say, for example. If it's already green right here, just go to the eyedropper tool, click on this blue right here, and it'll change it to blue because that's what color we want our gradient to be. So let's go ahead and let's create another layer for the gradient. And the gradient, we're going to go ahead and hit a new layer. And we're going to type in gradient. Okay, and so the gradient is going to be behind these mountain ranges that will give it like a sky-like effect. So drag them down here, drag that layer down here. And now we want to use our gradient tool, which is right here. Sometimes the paint bucket tool will be showing up. If the paint bucket tool is showing up, click up this arrow in the lower right-hand corner, select gradient, and then boom, we have it. Now, once you get the gradient, you're going to click right here. And then under basics, you will see the three different type of gradients that you'll be able to choose from. Choose the blue to transparency. Click on that, and that's the gradient that you actually want. Hit enter. And now we can start right here. I like to hold my shift key just to get an even gradient. And as you see, you can actually choose what type of gradient you want. If you don't like that, I just hit Control Z and start right here. If you want a little bit darker, you can do it right here. Let me see what the other image looks like. Okay. It's close enough. Okay. Now you have your gradient in the background. What we'll do now is we will do our, let's see what we can do next. Our text, the mountain name, and it looks like it has a white stroke on it. So let's, and the text looks like it's a sans serif font. So you can choose any sans serif font. You can choose Arial or either Myriad Pro or whatever font you have. So I like to pull my guideline right in the middle of the piece. So I want everything to be even. So once I pull my guideline, select my text tool, click on it, and the name of my mountain range is going to be, I'm gonna name it Smoky Mountain. So I select everything, and then you can adjust the size by coming up here, typing a number, or typing in or using your mouse button to make it bigger. I'm gonna put in right now it's 418. Let's try 5. Let's try 700 first. See how big it's gonna get. 700 in, hit enter. Okay. Let's go 750. 750, see what that does. Let's try 800. Okay, we're gonna leave it right here at 800. And you can just bring this text down some right here. And the text should be blue, just like the text right here. Should be blue. And they actually have some gradient on the text itself. Now, if you want to put the gradient on the text itself, you'll have to rasterize this text layer. So I'm going to bring this text in just a little bit more. And you can use your arrow keys. Just bring it down like right here. Now, if you want the gradient to be on this text right here, rasterize it by right-clicking and go to rasterize type. So that means it's no longer, the type is no longer editable. So if you try to edit it, you'll see if you use your text tool, you can no longer edit this text anymore. It's like a solid image now. So what I want to do is I want to put a gradient on this from this blue to black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit select all, edit, select all, or either Control A. And then I'm gonna move this text just a little bit. As you see, the Smoky Mountains is highlighted. Scroll in. So now let's go back to our gradient tool. Our gradient tool is right here. And then for our gradient, we're gonna choose, it's already blue, so we're gonna choose the black one. I think they have the black on the bottom. Hit enter. Yeah, I think the black is on the bottom on this right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the black, hold my shift key up. Let's see, I want to use the transparent one. It's supposed to be transparent. You can either do that, or if you create another layer, a new layer, and I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna create a new layer. I should have named the gradient too, but that's okay. I could take the black now. I want to get this. This black is not. Okay, tell you what we're gonna do. Gonna make sure that this layer is black. We're gonna go back to gradient. I want to choose the black to the transparent right here. Now we can go up with it. And now we have a gradient on our text right now. So I'm going to merge these layers together because we want to put a stroke around our text now. Let's go back to our gradient text. I'm going to rename this to gradient text. And if we right click on it and we go to blending options, we are going to go to stroke. And we want to make sure that the stroke is, the color is white. Right now, I think it's at 23. We can go up a little bit, or we can go however big you want the stroke to be. Once you get it to your desired stroke, make sure it's on the outside and it's normal blend. We want to click OK. Now we're actually getting there. We're almost just about done. Let's see what we have to go now. Okay, we zoom back out. We want to put our name here. Before we put our name, we also have today's date. So let's put today's date first. So let's choose this blue again with the eyedropper tool. Choose the blue, and today's date is going to be July 30th, 2025. I'll select all, just the size of it. We're going to take it down if it's 800. It's going to be real small, so we're going to take it down to 150. And let's move it to this corner over here using the move tool. And we can do this a couple of ways. We can either use the points and do it manually. I'm gonna do that. Or we can go to edit, transform, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and it'll get us the date vertically. And we want to move this in the corner as such and make sure it's looking like that. Okay. And now the last part, we want to add our name, but it's got to go circular like this right here. So we can kind of like cheat a little bit. We want to take our ellipse tool, look right here, and we want to draw it to the size that it has right here. So that's kind of close. I think that's close enough. So I want to drag this right here, put it in the one I'm working with. So I drag it over here. And now we're going to use our text tool in order to put our name on here. So we want to take our text, horizontal type tool, and we want to click on any of the point. It's going to create like going to create a path for our text. So just click anywhere on that circle right there. And as you see, the text is going around on the circle here. So go ahead and type your name. I want to select all of this. I want to make it bigger. So I want to make it, let's see. Let's make it 350. See if that's big enough. I'll even go 400 on this one. Okay, now that we have our text here, we can actually take this circle right here, this ellipse, and we can just delete that layer. So now we have our name here. We got the Smoky Mountains, everything is centered. And we can just remove that from the original as well. So close enough. And if you want to give this gradient layer in the background, make it a little bit darker, you can always copy the layer, and that'll make it a little bit darker as such. As you see, it's got a little bit of darkness on that one too. So yeah, so there we have it. Follow these instructions. This assignment should be a piece of cake for you. And if you have any questions, email me, text me, let me know how you're doing, and then we'll see you next week.